Notes on Leadership. Hello, thank you for joining me. Today I would like to talk about recruiting, retention, and recovery. I'm actually going to start at the end and work my way back to the beginning, if you will. But before I begin, let me say this. All the views I express are mine and mine alone. They do not necessarily reflect the views of Scouting USA or any particular troop, council, or district. So, recovery is how do we get someone back that we've lost? And I recognize that your number of scouts you'll probably recover may not be that high, but I still think it's very much worth it, as I will relate as we go. So if we're tracking our attendance well, and we have a policy, and this speaks to recovery, you'll start to see the integration here, of scouts notify the patrol leader they're going to be missing a meeting. If the scout's not there, the patrol leader is able to report scout so-and-so, out sick, whatever. And if the scout is not there and has not contacted the patrol leader in advance, then the patrol leader follows up. If not that night because it's too late, then the next day. They call, they get in touch, they find out what's going on. And you normalize this. So as soon as you've lost a scout, you know. It's not just like, oh, we haven't seen this person in a while, because you're on top of it, right? As soon as you identify a scout has left the troop, we go into recovery mode. We're going to write to that scout, and because he uses protection, it's going to be the patrol leader or the senior patrol leader or the guide or a couple of the really cool scouts, if you take my meeting. They're going to write a personal note, and they're going to say, hey, we accept your decision, but the door is always open. If you decide to change your mind, you are welcome back. We want to leave that door open, and I'll give you an example from outside of scouting. I went through a very ugly divorce, and a huge part of that is I hired an incompetent, unethical, ineffective lawyer, and I should have fired him. And I got to a point where I interviewed 2 potential replacements, and one of them might have been the right choice, but he was very arrogant and not a good listener, and the other one was clearly gaslighting me to protect his friend the lawyer already had. So ultimately, I sent to the first lawyer an email saying, I changed my mind, I'm going to stick with my original attorney. And his response was to email back, literally, major miscalculation. But if he instead had said, if you change your mind, I'd be happy to take the case, or anything left the door open, he would have gotten the case, for sure. Because there'd be multiple modes or moments where, oh my gosh, I got fired this guy, but who can I hire? Right? So don't close the door. Leave the door open. Let them know, we noticed you're missing, we're bummed by it, but you're welcome back. Beginning of next year, your leadership, patrol, or staff, whatever you call them, should write to all the scouts you've lost in the last, say, 2 years, hey, we miss you, we've got a really good program this year, check out some of the stuff we're going to be doing, we wish you'd come back. Recovery matters because we might get some people to come back, but actually, as we'll see, it's more about retention. Retention is holding on to the scouts you already have. As we know, typical troop is losing scouts every year, right? Now, I talked about recovery and the importance of reaching out to scouts who have left. And a big reason why we're doing this is if a scout quits the troop and we shrug our shoulders, what is the message we are sending to all the active scouts? You don't matter as a person. Your value is your name on a dotted line. It's your position in a formation. It's your warm body. But as a person, we don't care because all the other scouts who've left, we've shrugged our shoulders. What can you do? Oh, well. Right? So we want to send a message to everyone in our troop, you matter. Okay? And we think about school districts that lose people. We think about organizations that are struggling with holding on to people. This is what I'm going to talk to, and the importance of valuing the people in your organization. Also evaluations, we could speak to that too. It's very important that we signal everyone by what we do that they matter, right? Checking in with people. Is our program meeting your needs? Some troops will elect a senior patrol leader and effectively turn over the next year to them. You do whatever, right? And there's some problems with that. One, they won a popularity contest with 51% of the vote, perhaps, right? Their program may not meet the needs of scouts in the troop, who may drop out of scouting or find a new troop. So we need to make sure that when we design a program for the year, we're meeting the needs of all the scouts, not just some of the scouts. We're checking in with scouts. How's your advancement going? Are you having a good time? What are you looking forward to, right? We're staying on top of this stuff, right? I can relate this to teaching, and a building principal was interviewing all the staff in alphabetical order because Niask was in town. And when I said to him, I'm kind of frustrated about some things, and one of them was, I'd like to go to Oswego's 2-day conference, his response is like, oh, costs too much in subs. I've never missed a day sick. Neither have I. Okay, so at $50 a day for 2 days, $100, I don't rate that kind of accommodation. And how much is all the stuff that I do above and beyond worth? Now let's also talk about the exit interview. I've never been exit interviewed in my life. I've had 2 exit surveys that were sent to me, and I thought about filling them out, and then I didn't. An exit interview is where you sit down and you listen, take notes, never push back, ask questions for clarification. Please elaborate. Please explain. Could you rephrase that? I'm sorry, I'm not following you well. I really want to know what you have to say. Please explain it to me. All right? We want to find out what went wrong. And I would suggest this for an exit interview. If it doesn't hurt, you're not doing it well. An exit interview typically should hurt a bit, like, oh, we really blew it. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh gosh, I failed to recognize that problem. Okay? And then use that to make positive changes. Will every exit interview be a success? I kind of doubt it, but I think it's a good idea, and I can think of a case where someone was finally exit interviewed and it did some good. Myself and our tech ed teacher had left a school because we're getting out of this nutjob factory. And the administration and the higher echelon both shrugged it off. And then they got 2 people to replace us. See, we were able to replace you. And one of them left. He resigned in October. No, stay. They talked him into staying. A month later, he's like, no, I'm leaving. I don't care. I'm going to leave teaching, go back to industry. And then the other tech ed teacher attempts to jump ship. He's taken a job within our district. He's resigning. Connecticut's a small state. People talk. And the district that's going to take him decides not to, and so he's in a bind. So he stays and finishes out the year and then leaves. But they did at least ex-interview him. And my understanding is the assistant superintendent did ask questions, take notes, didn't push back. But the thing of it is, if they had listened to the other tech ed teacher and myself when we were voicing concerns, they probably could have prevented a lot of grief, if you will. And if they had exit interviewed the first teacher who had left when he left, I think, again, they might have been able to make some real course corrections and solve their problem, as it were. But at the end of the day, those 2 tech ed teachers, when they were replaced the following year, it's with people who weren't certified as tech ed teachers. I'm not even sure they're certified teachers, or they had some certification. By then they had scrapped all the power tools and hand tools even, so you didn't need a certified tech ed teacher. But just the same, yikes. I don't have a huge number of ideas about recruiting. I certainly don't have a magic wand, but I have a few thoughts. And one of them is make sure every scout meeting is worthwhile. Okay? And what I'm on about is we had a very weak senior patrol leader one year, and 2 families came in looking for a scout troop, looking for something good for their boys. And no matter what we adults said to them about, look, our program's wonderful, here's the proof, they look at the meeting and how weak it was, and you can just tell, we are never going to see these people again. Do not allow your senior patrol leader or your patrol leaders or anyone else to be a deterrent to recruiting. Make every meeting inspection ready, right? Make it such that if a parent and a child rolled in thinking maybe this troop is for us, maybe it isn't, they would come away saying, this is for us. Greet them, be friendly, all right? Engage in what you're doing if that is practicable, all right? Show them that you've got something that's really good. It's first impressions time. You get one chance. Be ready for that one chance. I hate Facebook. I think Mark Zuckerberg is an evil man, one of the many evil tech bros we have, and that Facebook is ultimately a hostile, non-state intelligence service. But it's inescapable that many people, when they're looking for something, the first place they go is Facebook. So you probably have to have a Facebook page. I have this YouTube channel, obviously you're watching this now, and most of it is scout content. But our troop doesn't have its own YouTube page. And I would suggest thinking about doing that. But if you do any kind of social media, you have to update it regularly, because if it becomes stale, people will assume your organization is no more. Other things we can do to have a presence. Have that sign out front saying, troop such and such, welcome to join, meetings are these dates and times. All right, be visible. Walk, march in your local parades. If you have a festival or fair in town, is there a way to be there with some literature, letting everyone know, hey, we're a scout troop, we do stuff. I got into scouting because I really wanted to, but I had no idea how to until arriving at a new elementary school. The local pack 35 as it happens, pushed out flyers to all the 5th graders, 4th and 3rd as well, saying, hey, first meeting, come join if you'd like. Right? So, you know, if schools will let you push out literature, I would definitely do that. Your troop trailer, if you have one, I'm glad we don't, that's another story, is a perfect opportunity to advertise. It's parked in the church parking lot, presumably, right? You've got your troop number on it, town. By all means, slap on there, meetings, such time, new scouts always welcome. Let people know the door's open. Let them know you're in town, as it were. All right, be visible, be present, and always, always, always have an excellent program and let people know about it. We're going camping, we're going hiking, we're doing these service projects, all right? Get yourself out there and be known. And of course, a Cub Scout pack is invaluable. So by all means, try and have a Cub Scout pack to feed your troop. Well, I hope this was helpful. Remember, retention is supported by our efforts to recover. By retaining scouts, we're helping our recruiting efforts because new scouts can see there's a progression of scouts, people aren't bailing, okay? Be the best troop you can be the most visible troop you can be. I hope this was helpful. I do think much of what I said could have relevance to other things outside of scouting. There will be more notes on leadership in the future. Thank you for joining me.